Hi guys, what's up? Today's video is the second garden tour of March and the last garden tour of the winter of 2021. I'm really excited to show you guys the garden, and I'm even more excited because thinking of garden tours, the next one I'm going to be doing is going to be the first one of spring, and that's really exciting. So let me show you guys the garden. Where Teddy is standing, I have changed my mind, and instead of putting the gate there or right there, we'll probably put the gate where Teddy's standing because it's right where the irrigation starts or comes up to the surface, I guess. And I think it would be cool to put arches in between these. Haven't really. It's almost nap time for this guy, so I'm hoping he falls asleep during this video. Anyway, I'm walking into where I'm thinking I'm going to put the gate, and you know what? That will probably change. If we even ever put if we even ever get around to putting a fence on this garden, I'm not sure if that'll ever happen. But let's just start from this side and work our way in. These are all of my radish sprouts that were in that seed tape. I showed you guys when I sowed all of those. And I have one beet that's sprouted over here. I haven't seen any more come up. It's kind of surprising. You move along this way. Put it down. Thank you. We have onions growing along this side where it is exposed. They're not growing like super quickly. These two over here look pretty good. Those are onions. Let's make our way this way. Most of the things that I planted in the pots have sprouted. Got a kale in there. This black pot has carrots in it, but those haven't sprouted. These two are lacinato kale sprouts. These two pots. Okay. Also, today is March 18th. These are my potatoes. They sprouted earlier this week. If you remember my potato video, I cut them up into pieces to have at least 2 eyes per piece. Looks like they all sprouted. Let's move on to the other bed that has potatoes in them. In it, I guess. Super cool. This is my brassica bed. I've got kohlrabi, Copenhagen cabbage, and one Nero de Toscana, which is in the middle. Looks kind of like a kale. And then here, I have a calendula sprout and a dinosaur kale sprout. Chickens following me around. I see a little bit better from this angle through the insect netting. So this bed mostly has kohlrabi in it. And this one on the corner is, oh, Jesse, let go. This one on the corner is doing the best. It's really big. Not sure when they should be ready to harvest, but I'm probably gonna give it a couple more weeks. And it looks like that Nero de Toscana, that's this one. I think it's also classified as a kale. I looked it up because I'm scratching my head. I'm scratching my head because I'm thinking, we don't really eat cabbage a lot. What was I thinking when I was ordering seeds? Why would I get a Copenhagen cabbage seed and then another type of cabbage. So I looked it up, and it actually looks more like a kale, like more like a dinosaur kale, really. So I think it's just another green that I wanted to grow. I wanted to try growing. I don't think it's like a heading cabbage. So that's that. Turn the camera around and show you guys this other brassica bed. Okay, if you watched my last video, it was planting out wild onions that I dug up out of the yard. Those are in here. You can see some of them through the insect netting. And they look like they're doing fine. They actually look like they're perking up a little bit. And then the kohlrabis in here look like they're perking up too. Let's see if I can lift this up and show you better. Alfred, don't dig. I also sprayed BT on these. So hopefully the bug pressure will lessen up. I planted some lacinato kale in here the other day. So I've got four lacinato kales and a Nero de Toscana cabbage in this bed. And then I plan on planting these spinaches in this bed too. Maybe not all of them. Nothing sprouting in here yet. I believe those are carrots. This is another kale. Another kale. There's carrots in there too that haven't sprouted. And these little black pots are parsley, curled parsley. Jackson. Okay. This is an addition to the garden. Somebody gave me free strawberry plants. Planted them out in our cracked kiddie pool. Turning the corner. Nothing sprouting in these yet. Got the blueberry bush. Look at that. Look at that blueberry bush. Lovely. Hey Jack, what's growing right here? Is that garlic?
No, it's flowers.
It's not flowers, it's garlic.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's garlic.
No, it's flowers.
It's flowers.
It is flowers. Okay.
All right, this is my raspberry patch. Got 5 raspberries and 1 blackberry bush. Each one is showing some growth, so it's super exciting. Let me take you over to the blackberry bush because that one actually has some buds on it already. You see them? Super cool. I'm happy to inform you guys that I've settled on a decision for this area. I'm going to fill it with raised beds. It's still up in the air how many, because that depends on the availability of material. I'm hoping to get everything that I need from the construction site's scrap wood pile, but we'll just have to see. There's some additions to the garden that I want to show you guys I'm really excited about. So right here, if you already sort of saw a peek of it, next to the raspberries and the blackberry, I'm actually going to take this little landscaping timber right here on the corner and I'm going to move it to finish off the bed where the wheelbarrow was. But I'm going to grow a variety of things here. And then it continues out over there. So my hope is to scatter tomatoes everywhere, to try to fit tomatoes in all the nooks and crannies so that I can get as many of those as I want. Because I'm hoping to be able to can sauce and salsa of for pizza and spaghetti and all that good stuff. So I want to grow as many tomatoes as possible. And I actually mixed up a lot of my tomato varieties that I would not feel right selling them to people because I don't know what they are. And I'd like to grow them as much as possible, so I think I might even try to grow some in the front yard. Try to mix it in with the landscaping somehow. I think that'd be kind of cool. All right, that is the gist of the backyard garden. There's some stuff in the greenhouse, but it's really not much to mention other than the peas that I've got. They're a couple inches tall, but everything else in there doesn't look so hot. So let me take you to the gardens around the house. Mission accomplished. We got a sleepy baby. I'll link the video that I took when I planted all of these seeds out. I've got some calendula sprouts in here. That's these 3. And then a dill behind the calendula, that's the spindly one. And then some red kales. I have 3 red kales. Let me give you a closer look. You gotta get a different angle. There's one of the red kales. It's actually called scarlet kale. There's another one. There's a 3rd one here on the other side of the bed. I think that's a parsley sprout, though I'm not sure. I need to check what that thing is. Not sure what that is. It kind of looks like a cucumber. Those are my pea sprouts. And then I've got a ton of radishes in this bed. A ton. Thinned them out a little bit. And then down the line, we've got some curled parsley and the yarrow. You know, this yarrow actually seems to be doing better than the stuff in the front yard. I wonder if it likes shade. If all these radishes grow well, then we're gonna have them like coming out of our ears because I've planted so many. Last time I planted them, I was not successful at all. They were like literally the size of marbles, if not smaller, that I planted so many more thinking that I would have that amount of success. Hey, get down. Get down. Do not climb on those. But I actually like radishes. I did not grow up eating them, so it was a little bit of a like getting used to the taste, but I like it. I don't like it raw. I don't like them raw so much as I like them like on tacos. I guess that is raw. I want to try them roasted though. That looks really good anyway. I'm not sure. Get down. So sweet. I'm gonna have to put him down in this bed soon. See what I'm talking about? The yarrow in the front doesn't look as good. I need to take down these potted plants because they're supposed to be getting some bad weather. But there should be peas sprouting in them soon. More yarrow. See, it's growing so much better in the back. Here's my rose bush. I should just notice that. That's totally yarrow. It's wild yarrow. 2 front beds, I've got tulips. Yarrow growing. The tulips that I planted are early, late, and mid spring blooming. Hi, Teddy. Hi. Dogs are being wild right now, playing like crazy, actually. Being kind of cute. Teddy, he's a good boy. This garden tour was recorded on Thursday, March 18th, but I'll be uploading it on Monday. Got some crazy boys. Yeah, are you crazy? I'm gonna go put this guy down in his crib and then I will show you guys my seedlings and that will conclude the garden tour. Last garden tour of winter of 2021. I just barely touched one of them and I smell tomato. It's glorious. These are the 6 tomato varieties that I'm growing. We're starting out with Martino's Roma, Mortgage Lifter, Sun Sugar, Barry's Crazy Cherry, Celebrity Tomato, and Amish Paste Tomato. Now, these were all started on the same day with the same medium. I up-potted them as deeply as I could, meaning like I buried their stems as deeply as I could. And you just touch them and you smell tomato. It's amazing. And it's so cool, like even just between the varieties themselves, there's enough variation, like with the growth and stuff, I mean. But just look at how different these all are. So there's not much difference between the Mortgage Lifter and the Martino's Roma. It may have to do a lot with their placement under the grow lights. But the one that looks particularly different to me is this Barry's Crazy Cherry. Will it focus? Look at how close the leaves are on each branch compared to just this one. There's like an inch gap between the leaves and they're right up against each other on this one. I wonder, like the ones, not all the Barry's Crazy Cherry are like this, but they are all at least more tightly packed with leaves than the rest of them. And that is just really cool because if these are so much healthier, I'm excited because I like cherry tomatoes. I don't often bring you guys up here to show you my seedlings, but they've grown so much that I thought it was time. Yeah, that's Jesse's shirt. This is our bedroom. I have my seedlings under grow lights in our bathroom. So I brought these over to the windowsill so that I could show you in better light what they look like. And the boys are being loud behind the camera. Also, side note, I can see my garden from my window. No. All right, I'm gonna show you the peppers and that will be it. We only have tomatoes and peppers underneath the grow lights right now. Really quick, before I show you the peppers, I am bottom watering these, just so you know. And I think that is one of the things that is helping a ton with the health of these plants. I'm growing 3 different varieties of peppers. This is a mini bell. This is a California Wonder, and this is a banana pepper. Now, this one already has blooms on it, or blossoms, I guess, buds, but rather, that aren't opened yet. I think I'm actually gonna prune all of these because I don't want these starting to flower yet. I don't want them to start to flower until I pot them or plant them outside. So, as you can see, there are some side shoots coming out. Or I guess you'd call these suckers if it were on a tomato, but they're good for peppers. So if you just cut this off, it's not like a tomato where you're like dead or basically stopping it from growing from that point on. Like if it were a determinate tomato and you cut that off, you would be dooming the plant to the end of its days. But these little side shoots will make it more like a bush. So I'm gonna probably go around and cut or prune my peppers down a little bit, maybe like an inch each, because they're actually too tall for the grow lights. They're like touching the grow lights anyway. Next year, well, first of all, I'm gonna try to save some of my pepper plants and put them in pots and overwinter them, but I'll probably still grow some new ones from seed. So next time, I think I might start them like a week or so later since these are already so big and they're not gonna go outside until like the end of April. Peppers like it to be warm out. Can you say, bye friends?
Bye, friends.
Happy gardening.
Happy gardening.
Thank you guys for sticking with us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the garden tour. Woo. If you need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Happy gardening.